Guys, I'm Bill. Welcome to today's class. Today, I'm continue talking about the Chinese medicine. Okay, so today I will talk about the Illicium Verum. So, Illicium Verum is these figures. Yeah, just as this figure showed, it is Chinese medicine, and we'll talk about more details. Yeah. So first, I want to introduce the topics we'll talk about today. First, we will talk about a brief introduction about the idiom. Because it is a very hard pronounced word, so I will use IV instead of Illicium Verum, so it will be much more convenient. Okay. And topic one, we will have a brief introduction about the IV. And topic two, we'll talk about the functions of IV. And topic three, we'll talk about nutrients in the IV. And topic four, we'll talk several important facts about IV. Yeah, what should you notify about the IV? Okay. And now we'll talk about the introduction. So IV is a species of genus Anissia in the family Anissia. And ivy is located in the south of China, including Fujian and Guangdong. Ivy is not only a medicine, but also a seasoning food. And this point we'll talk about it. We'll emphasize it million times. And it is a medium-sized evergreen tree native to northeast Vietnam and southwest China. Yeah, also the location of ivy. And ivy can be used in a lot of areas. So we already talked about it. IV can be used in the cooking and the medicine, but it also can be used in the perfumery, soaps, toothpaste, mouthwashes, and skin creams. So there are a lot of areas that can be used in IV. It is such a very good herb, a very useful herb. And the most important point is that it is not toxic, so you can just eat it without any concern. Okay. And next we'll talk about the functions of IV. So IV can either be a seasoning or a medicine. So IV has a very good smell. So the smell of IV can protect the surroundings from harmful worms, insects, and bugs. So if you put ivy around your bed, around your bed, you can just avoid mosquitoes and other very disgusting bugs. And it can and next we'll talk about ivy's function about the treatment of certain diseases. Ivy can help patients stop vomiting and dispel cold, make bodies warm. And ivy can excite the nervous system. So the nervous system excitation is a very helpful function because it is helpful to students because take me as an example. When I have a really boring class, yeah, so I have to fall asleep because I cannot control myself. If you guys have the same experience with me, you know what I'm talking about. Like you are really, really drowsy and you do not interested about the content in the class, and you just cannot control yourself. You want to listen the lecture, but you cannot control yourself, and you just want to sleep. And you should take something else to help you do not fall asleep. And some people will choose stepping himself or herself, so it will make them excited, whatever. But for me, I think that it is such violent method, and it just hurt me. Yeah. Like, if you just stab once, it's okay, but if you stab yourself every day, it's not okay. And so I would like to prefer IV. So just smell the IV, and it can help you do not fall asleep. And ivy can help alleviate constipation, kidney deficiency, lumbago, and athlete's foot. Yeah, so a lot. Okay, and although ivy is popular in China and no, not in just in China, but ivy is such popular in the Asia. But if you're in America and you want some ivy, just order it on order it online. Yeah, so it is a very effective way and a very obvious advantage of the modern society. If you want something, you can just take them on the internet. Yeah, so you just have to wait for several days and you will get the stuff about what you want. Okay, so it is so do not need to worry about this point. And now talk about the nutrients in the ivy. Ivy contains volatile oil, fatty oil, protein, and residues. So it contains several nutrients that our body needs, such as protein. However, it cannot replace the average vegetables or meats. You know what? It cannot replace some like chicken, which provides a healthy fat, or fish, salmon, which provides omega-3 fatty acid. It cannot replace them because it is just a seasoning. Okay, so in the oil there are uh, really hard pronounced words, and I will try to read them. Okay, and it may be I may read wrongly, so you guys just forgive me. I'm sorry. Anethol, saffroli, anisaldehyd, and lactonine. But you guys don't have to remember all this word. You you guys just need to know that these nutrients in the IV contribute to its function. And the shikimic acid is a main component in BIV, which is over 10% content. And all this and the shikimic acid help IV, like help patients stop vomiting, like all these functions, alleviate constipation, and give a lot of benefits to our body. Yeah. So it's pretty good. And there are some important facts of IV. Well, it is, yes, it is not, it isn't toxic. Common people and healthy people can eat IV. So don't think that, oh, IV is a medicine. So if I'm healthy, I do not need to take IV. Yeah, if you like the IV as a seasoning, you can eat IV as the seasoning. Yeah. So, if you want to like boost the tasty of your food, just put ivy in the soup or cooked meat with ivy. And usually people like Chinese they use ivy as seasoning, but they do not eat ivy. They they just put ivy in the soup or with the meat, and the ivy can just boost the tasty of soup and meat. It can just make them delicious, but if you just eat them, it will be not really tasty, and I don't think a lot of people can accept the flavor of ivy. Yeah, if you just eat it directly, but if you treat it as a seasoning and you you do not eat it directly, I think a lot of people will like it. And it is really appropriate for people with constipation, leukopenia, and a lot of diseases we already talked about them, like athlete's foot. However, it is although IV is not toxic, there are certain people who are not appropriate for, such as people with dry throat, type 2 diabetes, because IV can warm your body and your body or stomach are warm enough. You don't have to warm your body and stomach again. And if you just warm it again, you will just make your diseases more and more seriously. Like if you have dry throat, you and that means your throat have a lot of fire in it. I don't know you guys can get what I'm saying because it is just a Chinese culture, but we have this kind of idea. We have this kind of saying. So if you just have a dry throat, there will be fire in your throat. It is not true. It is not true that there is a real fire in your throat, but it is just simile. Yeah, just a simile. So so what I mean is that your throat is very dry, and if you just eat IV, because IV can warm your body, so it make your throat more drier, and that will be lead to serious impact, serious healthy issues, and it's obviously not pretty good, and sometimes it will lead to even more very serious healthy issues, and without a control and a treatment it may be lead to death, but it is really rare. So there are some important facts about IV, and that's all today. However, I want to clean one thing. Yeah. So Ivy, or the last time we talked about the legume Chinese. So easy, whatever is your Ivy or Chinese traditional medicine. But if you have a really serious diseases, you should go to the hospital. Yeah, and take the advices from professional doctors. However, if you just have some light diseases, not that serious diseases, such as a cold, a fever, a not really serious cold and fever, you can try Chinese traditional medicine. So first, it will help you. It will help you. It will help you cure your disease, treat your disease. And second, because it's all about the herbs, the Chinese traditional medicines are all herbs. So it will really rare to give you some side effects, not as the Western medicine. And third, it will not make you painful. Like if you have some diseases and you need to take a little surgery. So because it's surgery, you will feel painful. But about the herbs, you just drink the juices of herbs, or whatever you take. You just now will feel painful. But some Chinese traditional medicine, they do not taste good, but it's better for the physical hurt. Yeah, I think, in my opinion. So although I'm a Chinese and I love the Chinese traditional medicine, but I want to be responsible. I want to be responsible for all of you guys. If you have serious diseases, go to the hospital. Yeah, and you guys know why the Chinese traditional medicine is not very popular today. So first, there are a lot, just very little people are masters about the Chinese traditional medicine. And second, it is really hard to really cure or alleviate a disease. Yeah, so it is kind of easy to alleviate a disease. It is not that easy. So you should contribute a lot, and it is really hard to cure a disease. So although I'm a Chinese, I recommend all of you guys. Yeah, if you have a little disease, not really serious disease, you can try Chinese traditional medicine. But if you're not confident with your own understanding about the Chinese traditional medicine, just better to take the professional advices. Yeah. But if you have a really serious diseases, just go to the hospital. I need to be responsible for all of you guys, and I just want to give a very objective opinion and advice. Okay, so that's all today. Thank you so much. I'm Bill. See you next time.